Alright, so today's video is a little bit late. I'm sorry about that. But I've been seeing a lot of comments recently, like a lot of fucking comments being like, yo, Luna, dude, can you please do another drug story? Like, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen one in a long time. I think it's time. And to be 100% honest, I just honestly didn't like making those types of videos that much, so that's why I took a little break. And recently, everyone's been wanting those videos back. I'm like, okay, I'll fucking do one today. And I guess just kind of treat this as an exclusive video. If you guys want to see more shit like this, of course, leave a like. And I do have another experience that's a little bit similar to this one, so I could talk about that next. But anyway, I'm going to start this, okay? Now, this YouTube channel's name is Luna. That's it, just L-U-N-A, Luna. My name's Austin, and it's not Luna the fucking coke addict, and it's none of that shit. So before you guys get that impression from the intro, that's not at all what it is. But I just have a lot of people, and they're like, yo, talk about more drug stories. And then there's newcomers that are like, wait, what drug stories? Like, is Luna a fucking coke addict? That's not it at all. I've never, ever fucked with that stuff. Never should. And watching these videos, just take them as entertainment. Do not ever get inspired to do something because of one of my videos. Unless it's like, go and feed the homeless. If you want to go do that, go the fuck ahead. That's great. Or something like really fucking cool, like skydiving or skating or something. Actually, I'm getting off track here. Anyway, that's all I just wanted to stress, okay? But this all started with a friend of mine hitting me up a couple months ago, and he is like the living, breathing definition of just psychedelic. That's all I can say about him. He just literally loves to fuck with that stuff. Anything that makes you trip, anything that makes you see things, hallucinate, he loves. And I remember specifically one time, here's a little story in the story. It's kind of funny. He hit me up and he wanted to go to the gym, and I don't ever go to the gym, but I was like, you know what, dude? The gym you go to is really close to my house. I'll meet you up there. So I walked up there, I walked inside, and he's sitting on one of the machines, and he just looked so out of it. And I was like, yo, are you okay? Like, are you feeling all right? He's like, dude, I'm still tripping right now. I literally have been fucking tripping all night. And I'm at the gym right now, and I'm fucking tripping while I'm here. And I was like, dude, you need to relax. Like, you should go home. And from that day on, I kind of knew that he was, like, really heavy into that stuff. But anyway, this whole story starts with me going to his house. He invited me over, and he legit owns a mansion. Like, straight up, I'm not going to lie. His parents are very, very nice to him, and they just don't give a fuck about what he does. And they pretty much rented this huge place for him and a bunch of his friends for like 2 months in my city. And they stayed there, and this was around that time, and they invited me over one night. And I knew two of the people that lived there pretty well, my friend and then this other kid. And then there was these other three guys who I didn't even know, but I figured they were cool because they were living together, so I didn't know. But they gave me a time, and they told me, they're like, yo, we're going to be doing shrooms. Do you want to, like, join us? And at first I was like, nah, dude, like, it's not my thing. I just don't like it anymore. And my friend just goes on this rant. He's like, man, it's natural, it's safe. Like, he was pretty much trying to peer pressure me, and that was not at all what made me agree. But eventually I was like, you know what? Just to make you happy, dude, I'll fucking do it, okay? I'll fucking do it for you. And never do that shit, guys, okay? If you're ever in that situation and you want to say no, fucking say no, please. The only reason I said yes is just because I know my fucking friend, and he just wanted to have one experience with me where we tripped together. That's all he wanted. He wanted to be able to brag about it. I don't know why. He's just one of those dudes. And I know what I can handle, so I was just okay with it, basically, okay? So this is where it gets weird. I start getting ready. I get my backpack. I grab some clothes. I grab my board. And I call my neighbor over because he has a car and he was willing to give me a ride out there, just drop me off and leave pretty much. I jump in his car. I have my board, my backpack, my clothes. And we're driving out there, and I'm just kind of explaining to him what I'm about to do. And he's like, are you sure you can handle that shit? Like, I know it's been a long time. Are you going to be cool? I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. I'm just doing it because I know how bad he wants me to. Once again, don't take after dumbass Austin, okay, guys? But anyway, we get out to the house, and when we show up, the door is wide open, the front door. And I was like, okay, that's kind of a red flag. They never have their door wide open, especially because they're always smoking, and they're always doing mostly illegal activity. So I was like, okay, they're going to fucking, like, leave their door open? That's kind of weird. But I grabbed my backpack and stuff out of his car, and I start walking up to the front, and he's like, yo, are you sure you're going to be good? Like, if you need me, I'll come back and grab you. I was like, yeah, man, thank you. He drives away, and I walk into the house, and immediately everything is just too fucking weird. The TV's muted. It's completely fucking silent in that big-ass house. And I was like, okay, something is wrong. Either everyone left and someone broke the fuck in, or everyone's just upstairs being way too quiet for some weird reason. So I ran upstairs, and I opened my friend's bedroom door. He has one of the biggest bedrooms in the house. And literally everyone in that entire house, plus some, are just sitting in, like, corners and, like, sitting against each other, like, weird positions. And, like, just being completely silent. Basically just sitting in the room being quiet, and I was confused as fuck, so I went up to my friend, and I kind of like snapped my fingers in his face, and he was blinking like he was alive, but he just wasn't responding to me. He was completely ignoring me. I don't know if he was ignoring me or he couldn't fucking talk, but I think it was a little bit of both. And I was like, okay, this is really creepy. Like, this is some shit you would see out of a murder scene. And it was pretty much no secret that they were on some way crazier drugs than just mushrooms. I mean, that's pretty insane enough, but like, they were literally just so messed up they couldn't even talk to me. But I went over to the other corner of the room where this girl was sitting, and she seemed pretty cool. Like, she didn't seem like she was on anything crazy. Like, she could talk. And I was like, hey, what's going on with them? And I pointed over there, and she's like, oh, they're like really, really like into some stuff right now. And I was like, okay. I mean, he invited me over to hang out and stuff, and we were going to chill. She's like, no, he's not chilling tonight. I was like, all right, so should I leave? And I kind of introduced myself to her. I said my name, and she said hers. And she's like, well, you're welcome to hang out with us for a little bit. And I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of sat down with them. I smoked with them. I didn't like drop any fucking crazy psychedelics and then fly to the moon. It wasn't some shit like that. I just smoked a bowl with them. And then we hung out for a little bit, talked to them, got to know them. They were cool, but it was weird. You know what I mean? It was kind of awkward. And it was just so weird that we were in the same room. Like, everyone in that house that lives together and people that don't even live there were in this big room. And it was almost not even big anymore. It was just creepy. But me being in an awkward social situation like that, my friend not really wanting to hang out or anything, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just leave. Like, you know what I mean? This is weird. I said that to them. They understood. So I called my friend up, and my friend came to pick me up. It was the same kid that brought me over there. And I went outside, and I like sit down on the porch, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And I just sat there and tried to like comprehend what just happened. It was so weird, like the stuff I witnessed, and like I had to hang out with some other people instead of my friend that I was supposed to be hanging out with. And my friend shows up, I jump in his car, the one to take me home, and I'm sitting there just talking to him about the whole awkward situation I just had. And leaving that street is so fucking confusing. There's so many turns you have to take to get out onto the main road. And we were pretty much just doing that. We were taking the turns on our way out, and we saw a cop car pass us, and we immediately got really freaked out because we're like, damn, police car passed us. There's police inside, obviously. Why did I just say that? That's so fucking stupid. Obviously, there's police inside if the car is driving. Anyway, we just knew. We were like, damn, they're probably going to my friend's house that I just came from because there's like no one in that neighborhood that does what they do in that house. You know what I mean? Like, they just treat it like a fucking frat house pretty much. But what my friend basically did, I told him to do this. I was like, yo, get out onto the main road and let's loop back around and basically come back. So my friend drove out to the exit pretty much. We drove on the main road for a little bit. We looped around. We came back and basically went the same way we came in. And we drove back to their house. And as we drove by their house, we could see in the driveway there's a fucking cop car. And they're standing on the porch with their flashlights just in my friend's face. The dude who owns the house, just sitting right there in his face. And my friend just looks at me and he's like, aren't you happy you called me? And I was like, holy fuck, I just dodged a bullet. And we're just slowly driving by like speechless. And my friend, I felt so bad for him. He's sitting on that porch. His eyes like just completely flush. His face, he looks so fucked up with those flashlights in his eyes, talking to the police about what he was doing in his house basically. And we drove away pretty quick because we didn't want to get like caught up with anything. But I got home and I was like, shit, is my friend and all those people in his house going to really go to prison over this shit? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. What they were doing is completely wrong and, you know, very, very frowned upon. But you still don't want to see people you know, like, ruin their lives or some shit, you know, like, sit in jail or something. So I'm sitting at home, like, really anxious. I was more anxious at my house, like, just waiting to hear from someone rather than, like, sitting in that house. I couldn't imagine if I fucking stayed any longer and I got busted with all of them. Because I wasn't doing anything nearly as bad as they were, but I sit there, I call my friend, he doesn't answer. I call my friend's mom, she doesn't fucking answer. That's when you know it's serious, like when you're trying to get info and you call your friend's parents. I called my friends' mutual fucking friends. Like, no one would answer. And the ones that were answering had no fucking clue what was going on or anything. So I sit there and I basically had to force myself, like, while having a fucking anxiety attack, to go to sleep pretty much. And I fall asleep. I wake up in the middle of the night, still freaking out because I was like, dude, is my friend in jail right now? I call him, doesn't answer, his phone's off this time. And I go back to sleep, and I wake up 2 hours later to this random number calling me. And I answer, and it's my friend. He's like, yo, Austin, I heard about you coming to the house and stuff. I'm so sorry. And I was like, dude, I literally left, and there was police on, like, the porch. Are you okay? Like, are you in fucking jail right now? He's like, no, they came in, and they, like, had a noise complaint, basically. I was like, how the fuck did they have a noise complaint? Like, you were being completely silent when I walked in that house. I didn't hear anything. He's like, I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. My neighbors are mean. But they just came in and they basically fucked his house up. That's pretty much what happened. They came into his house, took everything that was illegal pretty much, searched it, fucked the whole thing up because they had to search through everything, and then left with a warning. Like, my friend got off completely scot-free, as well as all the people that were with him doing the partying. Like, the house was really fucked up. Don't get me wrong. They searched through the entire house and flipped everything around. But Still, I'd rather have that than fucking getting dick fucked and going to jail. Like, he's really lucky. But yeah, it was a really close call for me. It's like not even one of the first times, too. I've had situations like that happen before where like I go somewhere, and then I leave, and I just dodge a huge shitstorm. Like, I don't know what's up with my luck. I don't know how I get so lucky and so unlucky at the same time. But I don't know. I'm fine, and that's all that matters, I guess. I was reading some comments, and people were like, dude, the fuck is wrong with your luck, Austin? And I'm just like, I don't know. But yeah, the story did end with a happy ending. My friend's house was really, really messy, and he ended up losing it eventually because his parents, like, kicked him out of it, basically. Like, they were like, you know, we're not going to pay for it anymore. But still, he didn't go to jail. His life wasn't ruined. He did get all his stuff taken, and his house flipped around, but he's fine. And I'm fine, too, which is fucking awesome. I left at the perfect time. But I was like, damn, this is insane. And it's one of those things that I've saved for a long time. And that's pretty much where the story ends. Like, it was all happy. Moral of the story is, don't be fucking Austin Luna. That's the moral of the story, like, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video tonight. It's definitely a longer one and just one of the crazier ones, so I hope you guys did enjoy it. Leave a like if you did enjoy it. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. Leave your comments down below of your stories. Of course, I always love reading them. And yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Peace.